before we get to that, I haven't asked you in a while. What are you doing today?
I am doing another podcast. I have a meeting with one of our new producers, and hopefully I'll get a nap in at some point, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'm trying to make sure I do something outside today because, Jinx, I've noticed when I do stuff outside, I am in a much better mood. It's
Yeah.
harder to be in a terrible mood when the sun is shining on you and you're getting a nice tan. Are you like that, or are you very much an indoor cat?
Here's the thing. I like the outdoors. It's just that anyone watching me on Twitch can see that I'm as white as a ghost. So it's hard for me to get out in the sun for an extended period of time. Like Catherine, my girlfriend, asked me last week, and we do, everything together. We always have an awesome time. But she said, "Hey, some friends of mine are going to go tubing here in a few weeks. Do you want to go?" And that's the first time I had to be like, I don't know. That's like that would be a death trip on the water is what that would be. Like the first 20 minutes I'd be okay, and at the end of 3 or 4 hours tubing on the water with the reflection of the sun, I would be burnt to a crisp. Crisp. So I enjoy the outdoors. I enjoy the sun. It does make me feel better, but I always have to be careful. Some people just soak in the sun and they feel great. For me, I get super uncomfortable because my skin sucks. I'm just so white.
They make sunscreen. They make long sleeves. They make hats, Jenks. They
Chelsea,
have
it's
technology to fight this.
okay, yes. This in theory this is fine, but let's say I just want to go down the street and sit in the sun and maybe enjoy a drink or a happy hour or just kind of sit on the outside. I can't put on sunscreen and a long sleeve shirt in 80-degree weather. I mean, I guess I could, but that's not really enjoying the day. It's just I'll sit here and sweat and have this lather all over me and I feel gross, but at least I'm not burning. It's just not an enjoyable experience for me.
You're not albino, Jenks. Like, you can
Close.
stand a little sun.
Chelsea, I feel like I'm one small step above being albino. Like if you're not an albino, you're probably me. Like I'm very, very fair skinned.
But here's the thing, if you never go in the sun, you're never going to graduate past that level. Like, that's why people, lay in the sun. So they get a little tanner and they get some kind of immunity built or, just some kind of base layer of a tan. So, Jenks, the way you are looking at this is all wrong.
No, see, I think I have it right. I can do this, but I can do it for like 15, 20 minutes a day. So maybe if I get on a schedule where I'm out 15, 20 minutes a day, then I get back in, I get a little bit of color, and I do it again and again and again. But if it's just a one-off, I'm going to walk down the street. I can't just go out and get like an hour's worth of sun, or it's death for me.
Well, nobody's asking you to lay out with like one of those reflectors in front of your faces.
That's the only way I'll do it.
Enjoying a beer outside on a patio underneath an umbrella, I think you'd be fine. You're not a vampire.
All right. Well, I'm going to work on this, but if I end up calling in sick because of severe sunburn, I just want you to know that you're the culprit. Coming up next on BetQL Daily, the Joes and Aaron discuss the tip of the NBA Conference Finals and this weekend's PGA Championship. Also, if you missed our conversation with Lucy Burge about the Celtics heading into Game 1, download and subscribe to the Daily Tip wherever you get your podcasts. All right, time to make some money so I can load up on the SPF 45. Let's find out who we have the most faith in today.
Today's best bets.
Chelsea, I believe your best bet was a winner last night. You were carrying the crew home, so I'm looking for another winner tonight, and I believe you're going back to the diamond.
Yeah, trying to get some plus money on the card today with a strikeout prop. Going with Zach Plesac of the Cleveland Guardians over a strikeout prop of 4.5 for plus 128. Here's the thing. He hasn't struck out a ton of batters this year, but he's also faced some of the toughest hitting lineups in all of baseball. The Royals, who do not strike out much, the Giants, the White Sox, the Angels, the Padres, and then the White Sox again. He just faced the White Sox and struck out 4. Struck out 4 batters, which is a really tough hitting lineup. So I think he can do this against a Reds team that's one of the most strikeout prone teams in all of baseball. Third highest K rate at 25.1%. And plus, against the Reds last year, Zach Plesac struck out 7. So I think he has the ability to go over this number and go deep in this game, because also Cincinnati is not a great hitting team, because that's another sabotage factor for strikeout props is a guy just not lasting long enough to get this strikeout prop. But I think Zach Plesac can get this. It's a pretty low number for plus money, so I'm willing to take a risk. Let's take it. Zach Plesac over 4.5 strikeouts for plus 128.
Okay, I'm going to go to baseball. Normally I go hockey because hockey is on the docket, but I'm going to go with what seems like a square bet, but maybe I can justify this for you. I like the Yankees on the run line tonight against the Orioles, and I just don't think this is a good spot for Baltimore. Jamison Tyon going up against Spencer Watkins. Tyon won't go deep into this game, but he's won both of his meetings against the Orioles this season. Then he gives way to the best bullpen in baseball, which is crazy to talk about because when you talk about the Yankees, what do you think of? You think of guys that can rake. You think of guys who can go yard. But they have a pitching staff from top to bottom that is pretty solid. Meantime, Watkins has a hard time throwing strikes. When he does, he usually gives up the long ball, and that is a really bad sign against a Yankees lineup that should have its way at Camden Yards, hitter-friendly park. Yankees have covered the run line in the last 4 meetings between these two teams, including last night. I don't think it's a heavy juice to pay, so give me Yankees on the run line at minus 135.
We'll say the Yankees have been really good when they can actually score runs. I believe they are 20-1 this season when they score at least 3 runs. So if you do think the Yankees can score a few on the Orioles, they're probably a safe play. And even on the run line, the Yankees have been really good when they can score. So best of luck. Jenks, now it's time for the 8-ball.
Let's go. If you want,
Holy crap. Magic 8-ball.
what's the magic 8-ball? Chelsea, give that bad boy a shake.
All right, let's do Zach Plesac over 4.5 strikeouts for plus money. 8-ball, do we like it? 8-ball says, it is decidedly so.
Ooh, 1-0 for the 8-ball. Thank God that I'm doing a baseball pick. Maybe, Chelsea, you'll remember it. Let's go 2-0.
Yeah, all right. Yankees run line. See, I remembered it. 8-ball, do we like it? Let's see, shake you up. 8-ball says, yes.
I don't believe it. Miracles
Short and simple.
never cease. Finally, a yes. I think we've shaken that 8-ball. You've probably shaken that 8-ball 83 times over the past, few months. I don't know if we ever get a simple yes. You remember the last time we just got a yes from the 8-ball?
I don't think so. I'm trying to decide how many different answers it has. I think it's like 8.
Well, now's the time to figure it out. Just keep shaking it, and we'll just talk about this till the end of the show. What are your leans, Chelsea?
I don't have any. I don't
That's
like
it?
to force things. I think if we're not documenting this and if it's not an official play, I think I would lean towards the Heat. Just situationally, I think they're in a good spot against the Celtics, who have come off a really physical Game 7 against the Bucks, and now the Heat are at home with a rest advantage. But that is not an official play. Jinx, only one play for me today. That's the only one I really like because I looked at some strikeout props, but they have moved so much and the juice is so high that I don't really want to give them out. So.
Well, you know what? This strategy has worked for you over the past couple of weeks. You find that one play you really like, you give it out. So can't fault you there. My lean is, of course, going to be the hockey game tonight between the Lightning and the Panthers, and I am looking at the over. The Bolts plus 135 on the money line. The Panthers are minus 160. Total set at 6.5. And juice to the over. I can't believe that as the playoffs have gone on, we've seen more and more 6.5 totals than I ever imagined. But scoring has just been off the charts. Overs have been hot during the postseason, and I think we're going to see that once again tonight. The Lightning averaged 3.46 goals per game during the regular season. The Panthers averaged more than 4 goals per game, and in the last 30 meetings between these two teams, the over is 29-1. So give me over 6.5 goals, juice to minus 135 at BetMGM. That's my best bet and my lean. Chelsea, let's check in on the old chalk donkey. Are you there, Donkster? Do you have
That'll
something
do,
to say?
donkey. That'll do.
I don't want any sass from you, Donkster. 2-2 does not constitute any sass. I won't have it. You're going to stay down at that studio. I'll come get you when I damn well feel like it. How about that? The Donkster went 2-2 last night, Chelsea. And he's got some more 5-star best bets for you. For insight, analysis, historical trends, and more 5-star best bets, you can download the BetQL app. You know what I'm sick and tired of seeing, Chelsea? I'm sick and tired of seeing the Donkster blindly bet overs. Have some guts, donkey. Bet an under from time to time. Do some analysis instead of moving around the abacus with your hooves and just saying over, derp, 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 over. I want to see an under. And once again, it's 2 overs for the chalk Donkster. He says, Red Sox Astros over 8.5. Okay. O's Yankees over 8. Okay. Now, you said when the Yankees score a lot of runs, they generally cover the run line. The Donkster's saying over 8 runs, O's versus Yankees, so maybe that bodes well for my bet. But do you like either of the Donkster's picks? Because, frankly, you're the only one on this show that likes him.
Well, that's a strong take there. I don't mind the donkey. I wouldn't use the word like, but I'm not like Pat Bev out here calling him a traffic cone and insulting his play, on that type of level. But at what point are we just going to stop playing overs? How many days in a row have we had just straight overs from the Donkster? There must be some kind of number in the algorithm that's making BetQL want to play overs. And we had Jason Scott on the show saying that the books were losing on totals. So maybe that's why BetQL has been playing all of these overs. At some point, I think the trend's going to correct itself, but we'll see. I don't know if I like these two in particular, especially the Red Sox and the Astros, just because Evaldi's pitching for the Red Sox. He's their best starter. He can actually go deep in games. So I think this is the one place where I would not play an over for the Red Sox.
I agree with you. The reason why I don't like the Orioles-Yankees pick is because I don't like the Donkster.
No.
End of story. I don't like him, and you tolerate him. So let that be a lesson, Donkey. I will give you love tomorrow if you can go better than 2-2. And by the way, one of those wins was minus 250 on the Dodgers. That's the lamest pick you can make, Chelsa.
Right. Yeah, Dodgers money line, great job.
Ugh, awesome. Why don't you pick the Dodgers the next time they face the Reds and blow us away with your acumen, Donkster?